Over the weekend, radical leftist show host Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks said something that I basically agree with. I mean, he's not wrong about it, and I would say that his sentiment towards the establishment, I share the same sentiment from obviously the opposite direction. We have the story. This comes from Just the News. We have it cross-posted with permission over at jdrucker.com. Progressive media host Cenk Uygur says his enemy isn't MAGA, but the establishment. Look, I've said similar things before. When you look at the radical left, okay, I'm talking about the Cenk Uygurs of the world. You know, it used to be like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but now she's been like becoming a centrist. I guess she's getting ready for her 2028 presidential run or whatever. But when you look at them, they tend to fight based upon ideas. Okay, and we, on the radical right, we tend to fight based upon ideas. Whereas the centrists, they go not based around ideas, but around consolidation of power, whether it's a centrist Democrat, a centrist Republican, the establishment, the uniparty swamp, we'll call them. They don't like either of us, okay? Democrats in the center hate Cenk Uygur as much as they hate me, okay? And Republicans in the center hate me as much as they hate Cenk Uygur. We are the enemies, the collective enemies, in their opinion. According to the article, progressive media host Cenk Uygur says that he is more optimistic about the future of the U.S. as he realized MAGA people are not his enemy, but the establishment is. I've been trying to figure out why I'm more optimistic now than I was before the election, even though I was so against the guy who won. I know now MAGA is not my mortal enemy, and neither is the extreme left. My mortal enemy is the establishment, and they have been defeated. Uygur is the host of the Young Turks and has been well known for his far-left viewpoints. He did object to the effort to remove President-elect Donald Trump from the ballot in Maine and Colorado, arguing it would harm democracy. It's not just that the establishment candidate lost, it's that their media is mortally wounded. The source of their strength was not insipid politicians like Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden. The source of their strength was their propaganda machine, the mainstream media, or as we like to call it, the legacy media, the dying legacy media. Look, I would rather debate and have and work against the radical left from an ideological perspective, because I'm not going to say they fight fair, because they don't, because there's still delusion there, and I'm sure they'd say the same thing about me. There's still a sense of delusion there, but it's not a machine. Okay, the uniparty swamp, controlled by the deep state, which is controlled by the globalist elite cabal, that column of evil, they don't fight based upon ideas. They fight based around consolidation of power to themselves. You know, I truly believe that I'm talking about the legitimate radicals. I'm not talking about Bernie Sanders or AOC, who they utilize, or Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. They utilize leftist ideologies to fulfill their own dreams, their own desires. Okay, and Bernie is, I guess you could say, he's sort of a purist sometimes, but he too has been compromised by the establishment in many ways. I do not consider the radical leftists to be my mortal enemy any more than Cenk Uygur considers the far right, or the MAGA right, to be his mortal enemy. We are both fighting from different directions, but we're fighting the same foe. It is the establishment, the uniparty swamp, that is in control, and they are the ones that are quickly getting pushed out, praise God for that, with the Trump win. Hopefully, Lord willing, it will translate into further defeats for the uniparty swamp, the establishment, the globalist elite cabal. You can find my channels, my articles, my socials at jdrucker.com/find. That's jdrucker.com/find.